Okay, here we go. I'm Jeff Babcock, and this time I'd like to read you the story of The First Christmas, retold by Rachel Elliot and illustrated by Caroline Pedler. Long ago, in a place called Nazareth, there lived a girl named Mary. She was engaged to be married to a carpenter named Joseph, and she would daydream about their wedding as she went about her chores. And then one day, Mary noticed a stranger smiling at her, but she knew at once that it was an angel. "My name is Gabriel," he said. "I have brought you a message from God." Mary was too amazed to speak. "God has chosen you to do something special for him," continued Gabriel. "Soon you will have a baby, and you are to name him Jesus. He will be God's only son." Well, Mary was happy to do as Gabriel had asked, but Joseph felt upset because he knew he wasn't the father of the baby. So he prayed to God for help. What should I do?" he asked. "I love Mary, but I don't know if I should marry her." Well, God heard his prayers, and that night another angel visited Joseph in a dream. "Do not worry," he told Joseph. "This baby will become a king and save his people." "Well, I trust in God," Joseph decided the next morning. So Mary and Joseph were married, and they waited patiently for the baby to arrive. Soon after the wedding, the emperor of Rome, who ruled over the land where Mary and Joseph lived, sent out orders through his messengers. "Everyone must travel to their place of birth," said the messengers. Joseph had been born in Bethlehem, which was a long way from Nazareth. Joseph packed enough food and water for the journey, and Mary made a bundle of blankets and clothes for when the baby arrived. They said their goodbyes to friends and family, and they set out for Bethlehem. The journey to Bethlehem took many days. It was late at night when they finally arrived, and Mary was very tired. "Let's find a place to stay for the night," said Joseph. But every inn they tried was full. And when they arrived at the last inn in town, the owner shook his head. "Oh, there is no room at the inn," he said. "Everyone has come to Bethlehem to obey the emperor's order." "Oh, well, what can we do?" asked Mary. "My baby is coming very soon." Oh, come," said the man kindly. I have a place that might do." Well, the innkeeper led them to a stable behind the house. It was filled with animals, and the floor was covered with fresh straw. "Oh, this is warm and safe," said Mary. "Thank you for your kindness." Well, that night, Mary gave birth to a little boy. Joseph lined a feeding trough with straw to make a soft bed, and Mary wrapped the baby in a blanket and laid him down gently in the manger. We'll name you Jesus, like the angel said," whispered Mary. Well, nearby, some shepherds were watching over their sheep on a hillside. Suddenly, there was a dazzling brightness all around them. What's happening?" they cried, as angels appeared. "Don't be afraid," said one of them. "I have wonderful news. The Son of God has been born in Bethlehem. He is the King that God promised." The light faded, and the angels were gone, and the shepherds looked at each other in wonder. We must go to Bethlehem and see the baby king," they agreed. The shepherds walked through the quiet streets until they heard a baby's cry and found the stable. "Oh, we have come to visit the new king," they said. "God has sent an angel to give us the news." "Oh, you are all welcome," said Joseph. We are poor," said the shepherds as they knelt by the manger. "We have nothing to give the baby but our love." "Oh, that is the best gift in the world," said Mary. Well, soon it was time for the shepherds to return to their sheep, and they told everyone they met about the new king. Well, in a far-off country, 3 wise men noticed a new star in the sky, and they knew that this meant something special. "Oh, it is shining because the new king has been born," said one. "Oh, well, perhaps the star will lead us to him," said the second. "Yes, let's take some gifts and go and worship this king," said the third. The wise men set off for the city of Jerusalem. After traveling for many nights, the wise men arrived at the palace. They were sure they would find the new king there, and they were taken to the ruler, King Herod. "We have come to worship the new king," they said. Well, King Herod was worried. He wanted to be the only king in the land. Who is this new king they speak of?" he whispered to his advisor. A prophet once said that a new king would be born in Bethlehem," the advisor said. Well, King Herod decided he must stop the baby from taking his throne. I want to worship the king, the new king, too." But he lied. "Go to him in Bethlehem and then return here and tell me where I can find him." So the wise men traveled to Bethlehem, where the star led them to baby Jesus. "We have come to see the new king," said the wise men. Mary welcomed them in, and they knelt to give Jesus their gifts. "Here is precious gold," said the first. "I have brought sweet-smelling frankincense," said the second. "And this is myrrh, a healing oil," said the third. Well, that night, the wise men camped outside Bethlehem, and while they slept, God visited each of them in a dream, and he warned them not to return to King Herod. So in the morning, the wise men agreed to go straight home. King Herod was furious when he learned that the wise men had disobeyed him. "I am the only king," he roared. "I will not let a baby take my throne." God sent an angel to warn Joseph that Herod was planning to harm Jesus. "You must leave Bethlehem at once," said the angel. "Escape to Egypt, where you will be safe." Joseph woke Mary, and they quickly loaded their belongings onto the donkey, and then carrying Jesus, they set off into the night. Jesus was safe in Egypt, but Mary and Joseph missed Nazareth. A few years passed peacefully, and then one night God sent an angel to speak to Joseph in a dream. "King Herod has died," said the angel. "It is safe for you to return home." Joseph and Mary packed their belongings and set off once more. And when they arrived, they were overjoyed to be back in their hometown at last. Joseph held Jesus as he stood in the doorway of their little house. "This is Nazareth, the town where you will grow up," he said with a smile on his face. "Welcome home, Jesus."